Maurice and Agnes had been together since their secondary school days. You know those couples that everyone just knew would end up married? That was them. They stayed close throughout university, did their NYSC and didn't waste time. They got married. But life didn't turn out the way they thought it would. Just a few months after the wedding, Maurice lost his job. His company downsized and he was let go. Agnes was applying for jobs every week, but no one was calling. Money finished. Some mornings, they would drink water and go back to sleep. That was breakfast. Agnes started selling her things, her wrappers, her shoes. One afternoon, she took the shoe to a woman down the street. The woman looked at it and shook her head. This one. You want me to buy it for 50,000 naira? God forbid. Madam, this shoe cost me 200,000. I've barely worn it. Do you want to sell it? I have 10,000 naira. Agnes looked at her for a long time. Then she quietly nodded. Okay, bring the 10,000. She went home and gave Maurice the envelope. He looked at it, then looked at her. Babe, why? Why did you sell it? Maurice, please, it's fine. One day we'll buy new ones. That night, Maurice sat on the bed and held her hand. Thank you so much for everything. One day I will buy you everything you ever wanted. Gold, silver, just name it. She smiled. But just make sure they are not the fake ones they sell on the road. They both laughed. But inside, Maurice felt it. He wanted to give her the luxury of life, but he couldn't even give her power supply. Not long after that, Agnes found out she was pregnant. There was no money for hospital care, so she spoke to one of the neighbors who was a nurse. They agreed she would help with a home delivery for a small amount. No baby shower, no naming ceremony. Just the pastor. He came, prayed, and named their baby Bella. Nobody knew what they were going through. Only God. But Maurice knew one thing for sure. He had married a good woman. Agnes didn't wait for anything called maternity leave. Not long after Bella was born, she started working again. She took up home cleaning jobs. Maurice was still looking for a job. He was doing his best, but things were still tight. But Agnes kept encouraging him. Baby, please, don't get discouraged. There is nothing difficult with God. Remember, the Bible says that we should never despise our days of small beginnings. You will stand again. Look at me, you will stand. One day, she was cleaning in one of the houses when her elbow hit a flower vase. It fell and broke into pieces. The woman of the house rushed in. Are you blind? Do you know how much this vase cost? If I sell all your family members, do you know how much it is? People will just come here. Instead of you to work and mind your business, you keep destroying things. Ma, I'm very sorry. It was a mistake. Mistake my foot. You will pay for it. See, I don't want to even hear sorry. I'm taking it out of your salary. Agnes didn't argue. She needed the job. Out of all the people she worked for, Madam Felicia paid the highest. She wiped her tears in the bathroom and continued cleaning. A few years passed. Maurice ran into an old friend. They hadn't seen each other in years. He told him everything, how things had gone bad, how he was still searching for opportunities. His friend listened and said, don't worry, I'll connect you to some people. Maurice, you are too intelligent to be sitting at home. And true to his word, he did. He introduced him to people who mattered. Within months, Maurice got his first real contract. The pay was really good. The doors kept opening. He and Agnes were so happy. They moved to a bigger apartment. But the joy didn't last long. Not long after they moved, Agnes began to act strange. She would talk to herself for hours, laugh without warning, stay in the shower fully dressed. Sometimes she forgot who Bella was. Then it got worse. She started screaming at night, hiding in the closet, locking herself in the kitchen. Agnes had lost her mind. They had to move her into one of the rooms upstairs and keep her there. Maurice brought doctors, psychologists. He tried everything, but nothing worked. He was the one who started raising Bella fully, feeding her, dressing her for school, dropping her off when the driver was busy. But Bella kept asking the same question. Daddy, will mommy ever get better? Of course. Your mom will get better. You know, we just have to keep trusting God, okay? Okay, Dad. One day, she overheard Maurice talking to the doctor in the living room. Doctor, so there's really no cure? Maurice asked. The doctor sighed. Your wife's case is complicated. I'm sorry. Bella stood in the hallway listening. After the doctor left, she came to her father. Daddy, you have a lot of money. Please, why don't we just fly mommy abroad? Maybe take her to India or research any country that can treat a problem. Please. Bella, look at me. I have tried. For years, I've done everything I know to do. But then you've not tried this one. Let's just try this one. Bella, stop. Please stop. Listen, I know you care for your mother. And I'm also doing my best. But right now, we just have to care for her the way she is. Now, listen to me. I know you bring your friends over and I will not stop you. But ensure that nobody goes upstairs. I don't want anybody whispering about her condition. Do you understand? Okay, Dad. And Bella, one more thing. I promise you I'm not going to take your mom into a mental home. She's going to stay under my roof. It's the least I can do for all the sacrifices she made. They both cried in silence. But every time the driver took Bella to school, it broke her heart to see other mothers hugging their children. One day, the school announced a baking fair. Mothers and daughters were meant to come together and bake something. Our classmates were excited. A friend leaned over. Bella, what are you and your mom baking? I wish my mom was going to be around. She's going to be going for a business trip. We'll do ours later. Then came Mother's Day. The teacher asked every child to write a heartfelt message to their mom. When she got home that day, she didn't say much. She just folded the letter, walked upstairs, and gently pushed it under her mother's door. Maurice was the one who took food to Agnes every day. He would open the door gently, set the tray down, and leave before she noticed him. If he stayed too long, she could get violent. Whenever he and Bella traveled, he gave the security guard detailed instructions. Only one person in that house knew the full routine of how to care for Agnes. And Maurice paid him well. Unfortunately, no family members came to visit because Agnes and Maurice's parents had passed. Years rolled by. Bella finished secondary school and got accepted into a university abroad. Maurice was proud. He booked a flight himself and followed her to the airport. Even after she left, she never stopped calling home. Daddy, how is Mom? Maurice always answered with the same calm voice. Well, she's okay, but just focus on your studies. That is what your mother would want. Bella never argued. She finished her first degree and went straight into her master's program. Maurice's business began to expand. He met with presidents, closed deals across the continent, and he ensured that he gave his daughter the best he could afford. After Bella graduated, she returned home. Her father threw a small welcome dinner at home. A few months later, Bella resumed at her father's law firm. It didn't take long before she met someone. A young man who came into the office looking for legal representation for a new business he wanted to set up. His name was Peter. Calm voice, polite tone, neatly dressed, and really handsome. Bella was the one assigned to his case. At first, it was strictly business, meetings, emails, contracts, discussion about cost and registration steps. Then Peter invited her out for coffee. That was the beginning of something special. They started talking more, meeting often, sharing jokes, asking about each other's lives outside work. One evening, Peter looked at her and said softly, Bella, you know, when a man knows what he wants, he goes after it. I want to marry you. She looked at him surprised. Already? Well, you're everything I've been praying for. I would like you to come and meet my mom this weekend. I've told her so much about you. Peter's mother was warm. When Bella visited, she welcomed her like a friend. She asked about her family, what her dad did for a living, and if she had any siblings. Bella smiled quickly and changed the topic. She didn't mention her mother, not once. When she got home, she sat with her father in the living room and told him all about Peter and his intentions to marry her. Maurice listened quietly. I met his mom. She's nice. Well, do you love him? Dad, of course I do, very much. Then let's meet them. A date was picked for the introduction. There was excitement in the air. On the day of the introduction, Bella woke up early. She made sure everything was perfect. The chef was already in the kitchen preparing the meals. Staffs were moving up and down, decorating the living room with fresh flowers. Bella was upstairs getting her makeup done. She kept glancing at her phone. Peter had sent a message. We are almost there. At the gate, Peter's car pulled up. He stepped out, walked around and opened the door for his mother. But Madam Stella didn't move. She looked at the gate, then at the house. Then she said quietly, Peter, let's go. Go where? We're already here. Peter, listen, I am not entering this house. Let's go back. Mom, please, not today. Don't embarrass me. Please, not today. They're already waiting. They have guests upstairs waiting for... See, Mom, don't do this now. Peter, listen to me. If you respect me as your mother, take me home. I am not in the mood for any introduction today. Peter stood there, stunned. Then he got in beside her and they drove off. From her window upstairs, Bella had been watching the entire thing. She saw Peter come out of the car. She saw him talking to his mother. She saw the hesitation, the hand movement, the silence, and then the car leaving. She didn't understand. She called Peter immediately. He answered, but his voice was flat. Babe, I will explain later. Please, I'm really sorry. I'll call you back. She sat on the bed in shock. Her father came upstairs. Bella, what's going on? Are they not coming again? Daddy, they go to the front of the house and left. What? That's irresponsible. I left an important meeting for this and he didn't even bother to send a proper message. A few minutes later, Bella's phone buzzed again. Peter had sent a text. Please, tell your dad I'm very sorry. It's an emergency. I will explain everything soon. When Peter and his mother got home, she didn't say a word. She went upstairs and sat on her bed. Mom, why did you do that? If you knew you were not ready, why did you allow me to fix a date? She didn't answer. She just sat in silence, deep in thought. The next day, she called Peter to her room. Peter, please listen to me. Please call Bella. Tell her I want to see her urgently. Now you want to see her. I don't know if she'll want to come. Please, just call her. Talk to her. Tell her I want to see her. It's important that I talk to her. So he called Bella. She was still upset, but curious. When she arrived, Madam Stella greeted her warmly. Bella, I'm really sorry about what happened. I am extremely sorry. I know your dad must be upset, but it is important I talk to you. Okay, it's okay, ma. Can I ask you something? Bella, how is your prayer life? Bella was quiet. Then she said, well, I go to church sometimes, mostly with my dad, but work has been a lot lately. You want to marry my son and you don't have a prayer life? Sorry, I'm not trying to judge you, but if you don't have a prayer life, how will you build your home? Yes, money is good, but money is definitely not everything. Bella didn't respond. She knew the woman was telling the truth. I like you. I would love to have you as a daughter-in-law, but I need you to do one thing for me. I want you to fast just for 7 days. Nothing too hard. 6 to 12. And during that time, please ask God to open your eyes, to show you anything you need to see. That's all. Okay, ma, I will do it. You are not going to be doing this alone. I'm going to fast along with you. But please, don't let me be fasting on my own and while you are eating rice and chicken. Okay, no problem, ma. I will take it seriously. When she got to work the next day, her colleague, Cordelia, asked, so, how did the meeting with your future mother-in-law go? Hey, my sister, it was deep. Can you believe she told me to fast and pray? Really? She said I should fast for 7 days, 6 to 12, and she'll fast along with me. Cordelia leaned back. Well, she didn't ask you to kill anybody, just to seek God's face. I won't discourage you. Remember, they say what an elder sees sitting down, even if you climb the tallest tree, you won't see it. That night, Bella decided that she was going to start the fast. Madam Stella didn't leave her to figure it out alone. She sent her a book called Prayer Power and told her to read it carefully. This book was supposed to teach her the basics of prayer, why she needed to pray, and the different types of prayer. This was an important book for anyone who was struggling to learn how to pray or understand the basics of prayer. It wasn't easy for Bella. She had never done this before. Her tummy would rumble at 9 a.m. She told Madam Stella about her struggles during one of their evening calls. The woman laughed. Bella, it is normal. It happens, but don't give up. Just keep going, okay? Bella tried her best. One day, she sent 3 specific prayer points for her to focus on. Every faulty foundation in my life be repaired by the fire of God. Holy Ghost, refurbish my foundation by fire. Oh Lord, open my eyes and give me understanding. Agnes was still in the house, still sick. Most days, she barely spoke. Maurice had to put sleeping medication in her drinks most of the time. On the 6th day of the fast, she suddenly started craving fish pepper soup. To break her fast, she bought everything she needed and came home. She had barely started cutting the fish open when her knife hit something hard. She paused. She looked again. It wasn't bone. She pulled gently. It was a photograph. Soaked, folded, slightly stained. A photo of her mother from years ago inside the belly of the fish. Bella sat down on the kitchen stool. She couldn't breathe. She stared at the picture for a long time and called Madam Stella. Ma, you won't believe what I found. Oh God. Calm down, Bella. What is it? Ma, I went to the market and I bought fish and I found my mother's picture inside it. Wow. But you never talked about your mom. Yes, ma, it's a long story. She lives in the house. She has been sick for years. It's just so hard to talk about. This is not ordinary. But don't be afraid. I'm afraid. My mother's picture inside a fish. Bella, that is the reason we are fasting and praying. God is revealing things accordingly. Trust God, okay? You know what? Tomorrow is a prayer meeting in church and we'll break the fast there. Come with a bottle of water. The pastor will pray over it and I believe you're going to have a testimony. Okay? That night, Bella couldn't eat. She threw away the fish. On the 7th day of the fast, Bella followed Madam Stella to church. During testimony time, people stood up and shared what God had done. One woman said her husband was healed after she sprinkled the blessed water on his pillow. Another woman said a charm that was placed on her doorstep disappeared after she poured the water on it. Bella listened quietly. What if nothing happens if she uses the water? But the more she heard the testimonies, the more courageous she grew inside. Meanwhile, Maurice was in the office and was signing the final document when something shifted in the room. Suddenly, a man appeared, tall, dark, red cloth tied across his chest. The chief priest. Didn't I warn you? I told you to stay alert. Your daughter is in a church praying and you are here signing deals like nothing is happening. Maurice froze. Now listen to me. If she gets home and use that water on your wife and your wife gets ill, that madness will return to you. You know the agreement, right? And if you break it, it comes with a price. So choose your part now. And then it vanished. Maurice grabbed his keys and ran to the car. He started driving home, fast, honking, swerving through traffic. His hands were shaking, but it was already too late. Bella got home first. She went upstairs. Her hands were trembling, but she didn't stop. She opened the door to her mother's room quietly. Agnes was sitting on the floor muttering to herself like she always did. Bella poured the water into her palm and sprinkled it on her mother's head and on her face. Agnes screamed. She began shouting, throwing things, banging her fist against the wall. Bella ran out of the room and closed the door. She stood by the wall, breathing fast. Then, silence. After a few minutes, she opened the door again slowly. Her mother was sitting on the floor, weeping. She turned and looked at Bella. Then she whispered, "Bella, wait, is that you, please? Is it you? Mom?" The two of them embraced each other, crying. Bella didn't care how her mom smelled or how she looked. She just held her tight. Still crying, Agnes said, "Bella, if you love me, take me out of this house right now. Don't ask any question. Let's leave right now." Bella didn't ask any question. She helped her mom into the car and drove straight to Madame Stella's house. That same moment, Maurice was speeding home. As he turned towards the bridge, his car swerved and crashed into a street light. He died on the spot. At Madame Stella's house, Agnes had her first real bath in years. She ate, she drank, she sat on a chair like a person who had been given back her name. And then she spoke. She told her daughter everything. "Bella, after you were born, life was really difficult. We were poor. Your father, met with some powerful men who promised to help. But they were cultists. And they gave an option that for wealth to come, someone in the family had to go mad. At first, he didn't want to accept. But I did. I offered myself. I told the herbalist I would carry it for 2 years only. I believe that at least at the end of 2 years, we would have saved enough money. But your father made another deal without telling me. The madness stayed because the money kept flowing. You see that room? It's not ordinary. Spirits and all sorts of things happened there. I'm so disappointed at your father. I trusted him. I gave him everything." Bella sat in silence. She didn't interrupt. She just listened. Then Madame Stella spoke. "Madame, I'm not surprised. The first time I came to that house, I saw it. I saw demons flying over the roof. That's why I refused to enter." She turned to Bella. "If I had entered that compound and my son married you, do you know that the spirit of insanity would have continued? But when I prayed, God showed me that you were innocent. That's why I invited you to fast and pray. And I'm glad you obeyed." That evening, Bella's phone beeped. The message said Maurice had been involved in a fatal accident. Her heart broke, but she didn't weep. She was quiet. They didn't go back to that house. Bella and her mom moved to a new place. A year later, she and Peter got married in a quiet ceremony. Please, let's be careful about what we do in the name of love. If you enjoyed this story and you would like to start a YouTube channel, not just African Folktale, I will leave a link to a workbook I wish someone gave to me when I was starting YouTube. It's going to be in the pinned comment. If you would like to purchase Prayer Power, I will also leave the link in the description box. This will help you understand the basis of prayer. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next video showing on your screen. Mwah!